The champion is going to get a bye. So we want Miami to get that bye. We don't want them to be ranked below Tennessee at that time because they're ranked below Tennessee. Then Tennessee may be knocked out of a home playoff game simply due to that fact. So we need them to stay where they're at. You see what I'm saying there, Valdez?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because if they're ranked 10 or 11 or even 15 and get a playoff bye for winning the ACC championship, then slowly that's another spot that's not going to get a home game.
As of today, Tennessee would play. Obviously, this is going to change. But as of today, Tennessee would play Indiana inside of Neyland Stadium for the first ever playoff football game.
Cinderellas.
It'd be so fun. We'd be hated even more than we already are.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it on.
I just want to add this, man. Clemson didn't win. A&M didn't win. Iowa State didn't win. Penn State didn't win. Tennessee just keep winning. Like, it don't matter.
That's all that matters.
Style points matter, but just win.
Yep, just win at this point.
You're in a good enough spot to where I feel like, yeah, style points does matter, but you're sitting in that good area where you can still get a home playoff game. So just keep winning.
Style points matter this week. After this week, win, no matter what it takes.
Let's hit some Dylan Sampson talk. Another great performance. Dylan Sampson has broken Gene McEvers' single-season touchdown record.
Bad man.
With 19 touchdowns. 8 games. So he's got 4 more to go, plus we've got the playoffs or bowl game. But a 95-year record has been broken by Dylan Sampson.
It's just crazy. He's incredible.
Dylan Sampson also is tied for 3rd in career rushing touchdowns at Tennessee. He's tied with Joshua Dobbs at 32. It's crazy that Dobbs had that many.
For rushing
for rushing, yeah, that's crazy. James Littleman Stewart has 35 at the number 2 spot, and Gene McEver is sitting at number 1 with 37 all-time rushing touchdowns.
Let's also remember, Dylan Sampson's just a junior.
Yep.
Now, I don't see him coming back next year because he's going to make some money. But if he did, he would shatter Tennessee's all-time rushing record, and he still may this season. I think he's going to get 5 more for the years over, don't you, Spank?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think, heck, if he got 5, I'd be almost disappointed. I think he's going to get more than 5.
Yeah, I see him. I think he'll get 3 or 4 just this week. Dylan Sampson, again, has the 2nd most rush touchdowns in the nation right now. He also has the most touchdowns through 8 games in SEC history. Dylan Sampson has more rush touchdowns by himself than 11 SEC teams. Dylan Sampson has more rush TDs by himself than 103 FBS teams. Not going to go through all the FBS teams, but as far as our conference, he has more touchdowns by himself than Missouri does as a team, than Florida does as a team, than South Carolina does as a team, than Texas does as a team, than Mississippi State does as a team. Georgia, by himself, he's got more touchdowns than Georgia does rushing as a team. He's got more than Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, LSU, Auburn, and Kentucky combined as a team.
Now, are these just rushing touchdowns?
Rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns, okay.
That's still just an
Still
incredible stat.
great.
You know, we're going to talk more about Dylan Sampson later in the show, so I'm not going to give too much away about it, especially this dummy here sitting beside me, because he may be on the duel here soon. But, wow, man, I'm glad he's getting some Heisman talk, and that's what we're going to talk about later. But Dylan Sampson, man, just keep doing what you're doing. We love you.
Keep loading it, baby. Keep loading that truck. Keep loading that tank, and, hey, let's get it and go.
And you know what? I'm going to say something else. If you watched the broadcast for the Kentucky game, he wasn't lucky enough to be in Neyland Stadium. I was not lucky enough to be in there this week. Dylan Sampson was interviewed after the game, and you know something? He's a well-spoken individual, well-articulate. He's smart, very respectful, and I loved just hearing his viewpoint on the game. And he's a true teammate, and you can tell that.
I'm just curious, when's he going to get talks of the Heisman? Now, even though I know it has just become just a quarterback award, but I still think he should at least get an invitation to New York.
It's coming.
I think when Tennessee beats Georgia, it starts getting serious. Tennessee has went 9 straight games going back to last year's bowl game without allowing over 20 points. The first time this has happened since 1966. Said it last week. I'm going to say it again. Tennessee is the only team to hold all of their opponents to under 20 points. There's only 4 other teams that have done this since year 2000. That's 2003 LSU. That's 2011 Alabama, 2012 Alabama, and 2021 Georgia. All were national champions. Yep. You want to add another wrinkle to that? Every one of them, all 4 of them teams had a regular season loss.
It's interesting.
Wow.
So that fires me up.
You know what's crazy is you see some of these team defensive rankings, and Tennessee's not even listed in the top 5, and it makes no sense to me. So, Tim Banks just keep getting it done with that defense.
Another stat for you: out of 8 games Tennessee has played this season, only 1 quarterback has finished the football game. That was Jalen Milroe.
I did not realize that one.
Wow.
Another stat: Josh Heupel is now 22-4 at home inside Neyland Stadium. 3 of those losses were in year 1.
I did know that one. So
let's talk some Will Brooks. Brooks is a candidate for the Burlsworth Trophy. This trophy goes to the most outstanding player who began his career as a walk-on. In Will Brooks' case, still a walk-on, but Will Brooks is tied for 2nd interceptions in the SEC. He's also 2nd in the nation for interception return yards.
Yeah, that's an award that he should win. From a walk-on to a star, Will Brooks should never have to buy a meal in Knoxville again. You know, he has almost single-handedly saved our asses in 3 games. Really has. And that interception against Kentucky was massive.
The thing about Will Brooks, it is sad that he ain't on scholarship, but I understand that it makes up for itself, I believe. But still, like, even though it's a good story for him to have, it be a walk-on, still being such a very crucial part of our defense. Get that man a scholarship. Come on now.
I'm assuming he's already graduated. He is a senior.
He is a senior?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's give a shout-out to Knoxville native and Catholic high school product Tyreek King on committing to the Vawls. 4-star wide receiver, top 10 wide receiver in the 2026 class, according to On3. If you combine every single rating service and find the median there, he's the number 18 wide receiver in the country, number 3 player out of the state of Tennessee.
It's always good getting your homegrown talents because them are the guys, like Deshaun Bishop, that it means more to them to wear that orange and white, that uniform. It's just something they've grown up, always dreamed of doing. So they're going to give. I'm not saying the guys that ain't from here don't give their all, but when you can get guys from this area, I feel like they give a little bit more.
Yeah, anytime we get a recruit, I like to go watch the highlight videos. And I've seen some of his, and he has some serious speed on the outside. He's staying home in Knoxville, and another in-state target, so we're good with it. Bring it on. Very fast.
Tennessee has also flipped linebacker Brendan Ains from Wisconsin. 6'2", 205-pound linebacker is currently a 3-star, but expected to get bumped up. For all those that gripe about the stars, just remember that Jeremiah T-Lander was a 3-star too, and look at not only what he's doing right now this year, but what he did last year as a freshman as well.
Yeah, this one was news to me. Linebacker is always a position of need, and depth here is extremely important. I like his size at 6'2", 205. And if he could develop, then it's another excellent pickup for Tim Banks' defense.
I agree.
Love
Kickoff time will be 7:30 Eastern for Tennessee.
Another night one, baby.
Tennessee versus Georgia matchup in Athens.
For the primetime Vawls.
It's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. Tennessee has officially sold out the November 23rd matchup versus UTEP. This is like 3 straight years of with home game sellouts. I need to figure out the exact number of games, but
We're almost like Nebraska, you know?
Tennessee has the best fans, most passionate fans in the
Yes,
country.
we do.
There's no doubt about that. Nico Iamaleava has been named as a semifinalist for the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year. Hit us with that last name, Spank.
Nico Iamaleava.
Oh, good
Eve.
God.
Okay, Eva. At least you got the last part right.
Nico Ivalama.
You're getting worse. Let's go over some NFL
We've had all
Vawls stats. Jalen McCullough, 8 games, 14 tackles, 4 interceptions, interception for a touchdown. Not too bad for an undrafted free agent. The Rams are absolutely loving Jalen McCullough.
And we knew they were getting a good one when they picked him up into free agency. So congratulations to him. Hopefully he makes some money next season.
Cedric Tillman, 9 games, 24 receptions, 488 yards, and 3 touchdowns so far this year. Joshua Palmer, he's been quiet this year, but definitely not in the years past. So far this year, 17 receptions, 306 yards, and a touchdown. Byron Young, one of the best stories of all time. So far this year, 31 tackles, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. I believe the Rams are loving Byron Young right now as well.
From garbage man to the NFL.
Alvin Kamara, 660 yards. So far this season rushing, 367 receiving, 7 total touchdowns for the Saints. Everybody loves Alvin Kamara. Let's hit some Tennessee men's basketball talk. The number 12 ranked Tennessee Volunteers defeated Gardner-Webb 80-64, and they open up the season 1-0. Hard to gauge these type of games. Tennessee did have a couple people out, 3 I believe. The team definitely needs experience. They need time to gel. It'll happen. Give Rick Barnes time. He's definitely not pleased or satisfied with that performance. Tennessee was out-rebounded 32-29 versus Gardner-Webb. That's definitely not Rick Barnes' ball. Tennessee will play Louisville next on November 9th. That's Saturday at noon. It's going to be a big game for them.
Guess we'll be watching that from a tailgate spot. But, it's a brand-new team, and it's without Doc Connect. It kind of showed a little bit against Gardner-Webb. Chaz Lanier may be this team's breakout star, though. But it's going to take some time. They certainly have talent everywhere, but who's going to be that difference maker? I'm excited to see what's coming, and we'll be giving away several sets of tickets for upcoming UT games, so stick around for that.
The thing, like what Luke just mentioned earlier, give Barnes time. There's one thing Barnes has proven, even after losing big stars, just give him time, and he will rebuild this team.
Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight with this team.
No.
They're brand new. They're just gelling right now.
Yeah, they will play Louisville inside of the KFC Yum Center.
That's right.
So whenever you think Food City,
good.
whenever you think Food City Center's bad, or you think that the Pilot logo is bad, just know we could be called
KFC Yum.
the KFC Yum.
Yeah, that's
Center.
a pretty big center. Have you ever seen it? It sits about 19 to 20,000, so it's comparable to Thompson Bowling. Not quite as big.
It's going to be a big test. Louisville's 1-0. They had a win over Morehead State. ESPN gives the Vawls a 74.7% chance to win. Tennessee will play Montana at 7 p.m. next Wednesday. That game will be close to ending about the time that we go live.
Yep.
Let's hit some Lady Vols notes. They played Sanford last night. Final score 53-103. Thoughts on that game, Spur?
There was something that happened in that game that just blew my mind. It was Kim Caldwell's very first game as head coach of the Lady Vols. And there's a stat. The Lady Vols broke an all-time single-game record for steals in a game. The previous record was 20 steals for one game for the Lady Vols. This team had 26 steals in one game. That's just getting it done. Her defense was crazy. They're just in your face, pressure, steal the ball, go shoot a layup. And it happened over and over and over again. These ladies are going to be fun to watch this year and in the years coming. Danny White may have done it again with Kim Caldwell.
He's not failed yet.
He's not failed yet. She's been an immediate winner everywhere she has coached. Her teams are going to be in better shape, faster, and stronger than anyone they play against. It's up-tempo offense and stingy defense that will get the Lady Vols back to where they belong. I'm already buying in just from watching one game, so I'm excited to see. Get your tickets because we're going to be pulling those curtains up on that 300 section by the time this season's over with.
I hope so.
They scoring some points in Lady Vols.
Yeah, the exhibition game they scored 130,
135 points
yeah, it was
against
something
Carson
like
Newman.
that. It's crazy. They will play. Lady Vols are going to play UT Martin tomorrow at 6:30. Again, we're giving away tickets to that later. Tennessee has a 98.6% chance to win that game. It'll be on SEC Network Plus. They will play MTSU next Tuesday. That game will be at 6:30 as well. We're giving away tickets to that tonight. But we're all very excited about Coach Caldwell. Good vibes so far. Tony Vitello is on fire per usual. And I'm not talking about his physical traits, Spanky,
Don't go worry about me.
and ladies. Two brand new commitments. Cole Conger, I can't say that. Coninger from the
It's hard to say some of these names.
Say Imaliava, Spanky.
Nika Eva Malian.
Oh, good Lord.
From the state of Texas. If I wouldn't have scribbled that, I'd probably be able to say it. They chose to come to the real UTs from the state of Texas. Shortstop and pitcher. He's been called elite by numerous recruiting services. The second commitment is left-handed pitcher Cameron Ebenezer. That's another good one.
There you go again. Judging me.
Say Imaliava, Spanky.
Nico Eva Maliava.
Okay. He's 6'5" and is the number 2 left-handed pitcher in the country. Let's thank our friend Amy Maxwell of Tennessee Trends. Amy specializes in both junior and women's clothing. Her game day clothing is amazing. Clothing, shoes, and accessories. It's not too late to check her stuff out and look good inside of Neyland Stadium. Inside of Hound Dogs is where you're going to find her stuff on display. You can't miss it. It's right in the middle. Or you can check her out on Facebook under Tennessee Trends as well. Amy's awesome. Support her. Support small business. And buy local. Let's go over some offensive stats for last week's game versus the Kentucky Wildcats. Tennessee ran the ball as a team for 185 yards on 44 carries. That's an average of 42 yards per carry. Also 3 touchdowns. The longest run was 17 yards. Dylan Sampson, 27 carries, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 5.3 yards per carry. He did fumble again. Peyton Lewis, 8 carries, 24 yards, and a touchdown. Nico Iamaliava, 7 carries for 14 yards. And Deshaun Bishop had a carry for 6 yards.
Nico Ia Mayava.
That's better.
That was close.
That was your best
That's
one.
your best one yet.
That was your best one. Overall thoughts on Tennessee's rushing offense?
Yawn. Just another ho-hum dominant run game for Tennessee. You know, Dylan Sampson had 142 yards. That was a career high. I didn't realize just how many yards he had in that game watching it.
He's going to break it this week.
Yeah, it's what we're used to seeing at this point, you know. I've heard a lot of grumblings about Dylan Sampson not being on the field in the second quarter and basically skipping some drives. Let me tell you, Coach Heupel knows what he's doing. In that fourth quarter, we get a fresh Dylan Sampson going against a worn-out Kentucky defense. It's the depth at running back that's helping make Dylan Sampson special. I absolutely love it. I gave our running backs A- only for the fumble. I guess I skipped a gun there on that, but go ahead.
I'm going to give him an A. Dylan Sampson leading the way. I hate that Bishop got banged up there for a little bit. But, yeah, like Spurs said, if you can get a fresh Dylan Sampson against a worn-down Kentucky team, I will take every dime I have, put it in the bank, and go to Las Vegas and put everything I had left down on that. Like, you can't ask for better from our run game.
To continue on, I guess now's the time to talk about it. But his touchdown to break the record. And we're going to talk about that touchdown for a while.
Yeah.
Because that was a true team scrum touchdown.
Oh, Nico was letting him get in there, too.
Up. I was fired up yelling at the TV where I was at. I almost woke up a baby that I didn't know I was in the same house that I was in. It was pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, you can't ask much more from the running backs other than not fumbling. But Dylan Sampson hasn't fumbled ever. But now he's fumbled back-to-back games. I do have to get that fixed, especially before Athens. But I was excited to see Peyton Lewis.
I was too. Glad he finally got his chance.
Still kind of worried about Cam Seldon, but I kind of got wind that we're not going to see Cam Seldon the rest of the year. He's played in these 4 games. Whether it's here or whether it's somewhere else, they're just going to let Cam redshirt, and we'll see what happens.
I do have a question, Valdaddy. This is something we need to talk about because you just mentioned the 4 games. I remember last season when we got to the bowl game, they mentioned that the bowl game did not count for the 4 games. Well, the playoffs count for the 4 games.
I'm not sure. That's a good. I would imagine, but
well, they're considered bowl games. So.
Yeah, That's a good
That's
question.
a good question to ask.
You have to
It's
figure
something
that
I do
out.
not know. Edith, I will do my homework on that. I promise. Because that's something I do
I'm
not
going
know.
to have to check the comments because Edith apparently is getting on to some people. I'm giving the running backs an A, though. Are y'all worried about the fumbling?
The fumble that Dylan Sampson had was just a great play by the Kentucky defense. He was fighting for extra yardage yet again on his way down to the ground, and the Kentucky defender just reached in there and ripped it out. Fumbles are going to happen. It's part of the game, but we do need to clean it up. I'm not too concerned until it gets to being unforced fumbles. It was just a good defensive play.
Yeah, I agree. Nico, and through the air, was 28 of 38. It should have been about 31 of 38. But 292 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, 78.0 QBR. Nico looked great. I think if he had the catches there, he's close to 400 yards. But what are your thoughts on Tennessee's passing game versus the Wildcats?
I think the passing game was there. I think Nico made the throws that he needed to make. I guess I'll talk about what I think's wrong with the passing game here in just a second.
Nico was on point all night. I feel like this was the best game of his season. His decision making was great. He made the right reads. He completed several tough passes, even on the run. The touchdown that he threw to the tight end in the end zone on the run was just a great throw and a great read and a great look. It's difficult to find something to complain about other than the lack of scoring in the first half, but that wasn't necessarily on Nico whatsoever. I gave him an A- this week.
Did you already grade him, Spanky?
I give him an A- as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go A. It's very exciting to see Nico take a big step. Anxious to see the improvement this week as well. Let's hit our receivers now. Miles.
Don't hit him. Don't hit him.
Miles Kitzelman. He got hit hard.
He did.
6 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
He caught the ball too.
Could have been 2, but he got absolutely rocked.
Yeah, he did.
Brew McCoy, 5 catches, 56 yards. Chaz Nimrod, 3 catches, 45 yards. Dante Thornton, 5 catches for 36 yards. Holden Stays, 3 catches, 27 yards. Squirrel White, 2 catches, 11 yards. Chris Brazel, 2 catches, 11 yards. Dylan Sampson, 1 catch, 9 yards. Mike Matthews, 1 catch for no yards, but he had a hell of a block.
Yeah, and so did Holden Stays. I want you to go back and watch the highlights. Check out Holden Stays blocking the Kentucky end 15 yards down the field and just pancaking him.
Taking him to the bus.
It's absolutely beautiful. Other than that, catch the dang ball. We can go on and on about the 3 touchdown passes that were dropped. Some of that could be attributed to Kentucky's defense and a little bit of bad luck. But when it comes to Georgia in 2 weeks, that could be a difference in winning the game and losing the game. I believe we're playing with some banged-up receivers right now. I know Bruce shaking up a little bit. Squirrel White's been battling an injury. Dante Thornton's been battling an ankle injury. They still did their part to get open. The bright spot was definitely our tight ends. We talked about them just a minute ago. Kitzelman with a touchdown pass. Holden Stays looked good. We used them some this week. I liked our yards after completion, especially with Brew and others. It's so close, guys. It's that close to all coming together.
Look,
it's there.
We just got to catch the dang ball. And that's just how close this offense is to just getting everything together, is just us catching the ball. That's all we got to do. Like, we're open. We're getting open. We're getting there. Receivers are blocking great on run blocking. Just got to catch the ball. It seems like it's just one thing after another, and that's the promising thing in it all. Even though it does look like it sucks now, but the promising part of it and all is we're there. We just got to make the little plays.
I gave us a C+, by the way, on receivers.
Now I'm going to give him B-.
Yeah, too many drop passes, obviously. Honestly, it's pretty pitiful. Nico was putting them right on the money. I mean, 3 drop touchdown passes. Kelsey Pope, the wide receiver coach, has to get them going, whatever it takes.
That jug machine.
I'm going back to Alex Golish here, too. Alex Golish didn't care to hurt your feelings. He didn't care to be the bad guy. There's multiple stories of him just completely restarting practice at times if things weren't right. We've talked about missing him as an offensive coordinator many times, but how much do we miss him as an enforcer for expectation and setting the standard? Even going back to last year, a lot of drop balls then. We blamed it on Joe and the rocket, the rocket arm throwing them too hard.
Well, let's also be
The
honest.
positive is I love how we're using our tight ends now. Need to continue every bit of that production. I want to know, though, where's 5-star Mike Matthews? I want to know where Caleb Webb is. I want to know where Nathan Laycock is.
Me too.
The number 6 receiver in the country. The job is tough, especially with all that talent, if you're Kelsey Pope. But you've got guys banged up. Squirrel's, love Squirrel, but he's not giving you a lot of production right now. Where is Mike Matthews, Nathan Laycock, and Caleb Webb? Don't want to look past the season here, but we're going to start seeing a lot of wide receivers transfer if they don't get on the field.
We're number 7 in the country. It's time to win games at all costs. The national championship is in our sight. We're there. So if we had to burn a red shirt because we need a receiver out on the field, let's put them out there. All hands on deck.
Yeah, I'm going C- for the receivers just based off the drops. Thoughts on the offensive line for Tennessee, and grade the offensive line for Tennessee versus Kentucky.
We saw some more glimpses of frustration this week, especially in the first half. Kentucky's defense pressured Nico some, and we committed a very costly holding penalty on that opening drive that pretty much cost us the 3 points, not to mention the bad field goal kick. The second half was a completely different story as holes were opened up for Sampson and crew. We just had to clean up some of the little stuff, and we've yet to see our best game. I gave our offensive line a C+ as well.
I'm going to give them a flat out just C. It's not the worst performance they've had. They've had a whole lot worse. You can tell that I think they're getting better, but there's just things.
Seems like they're getting in better shape, too.
Yeah.
Especially on the tackles.
But the thing is, we still got to just keep progressing every day. You just got to keep getting better every single day. And like with the whole offensive thing, yes, we did finally score in the first half, everybody. The streak is over. But still, we should be scoring on the first drives of games. And until I see that offensive line, I'm blaming you. Sorry.
Yeah, allowed 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Really not that bad. But we do improve a lot in the second half every single game. It's like I said, our halftime adjustments are great.
Mm-hmm.
But I like seeing our offensive line continue to improve. Kentucky's pretty good defensively, too.
They are.
Again, glad to see the improvement, but we've got to keep getting better for Athens. I'm just going with the overall B for the offensive line. Tennessee on defense allowed 18 points, kept all opponents under 20 all year. I'm just going to throw that out there for the third time. Allowed 192 pass yards, 168 rush yards. They forced 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. Tackles individually for Tennessee, Arion Carter had 10. Jalen Smith had 9. Freshman linebacker stepping up right there, Jalen Smith. Ricky Gibson had 6. Boo Carter 4. Joshua Josephs 4 with a sack and a tackle for loss. Dominic Bailey had 4. Davion Hobbs had 4. It was good seeing Davion in there. Omari Thomas had 3 with a sack and tackle for loss. James Pierce Jr., 1 tackle, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Andre Turntime with the interception. Will Brooks with the interception. They were your leaders on defense. Go ahead and rank the defensive line, defensive backs, and linebackers.
All right, I'll just do it all at one time. You've already mentioned it once, twice, 3 times. I'm going to mention it again. 18 points to another SEC opponent is still getting it done. But I was certainly worried early on. Kentucky gashed us right up the middle for 50 yards on the first play of the game. But they certainly didn't listen to this podcast because we've been telling every team all season long, don't go for it on 4th down and 1 or 2 because you're not going to make it. Not going to make it. Defense held its ground and done its job. James Pierce was a different maker in the second half for sure. Will freaking Brooks yet again. I wasn't in the stadium. I already said it due to a prior commitment, but just how loud did it get when he made that interception?
Oh, it was pretty loud.
I guarantee it was.
He is turned into the fan favorite, that's for sure.
Will Brooks, run to the sideline. Don't come back to the middle. You had 6 points.
He was gassed, man. He was gassed.
I'm already feeling sorry for Mississippi State's quarterback because he's about to have a long night come Saturday.
Man,
Hope he brings some Tylenol.
The defense, it's keeping us there. 2022 was our offense keeping us there. This year, it's our defense. It's not even a question. Could you imagine the team we would have had if you could combine the 2022 offense and the 24 defense, it would be unreal the things we could accomplish. The defense, I'm just going to give everybody A. Giving everybody an A.
I gave the defense a B. We've seen us play better. Kentucky had some good runs on us, and Kentucky was playing very short-handed, guys. They were running their second and third string in at times. However, we still allowed just 18 points. That's getting it done. I gave our D-line a B because they got run through a few times. Our defensive backs, I gave them a B+. It was another solid game for them. And our linebackers, I gave us an A-. I felt they had another solid performance. Kentucky was pressured all night long.
Yeah, really, we done well. They hit us with a lot of big plays. That's what got us. But we need to be better with a run on quarterback. But there was some really great throws and catches, some that couldn't be guarded any better than what there was. Defensive line, I'm going to A. I'm going to go B for the linebackers, and because of the big chunk top plays, I'm going to go with the B for the defensive backs as well.
And Josh Heupel talked about gap integrity all week long on his press conferences, and every time we heard him, gap integrity. So that's something I'm sure the defensive line has worked on all week.
Let's hit special teams. One kick return.
Let's not hit them.
Yeah. Peyton Lewis, 21 yards. Jackson Ross, 3 punts, 119 yards. That's 39.7 yards per punt. He had one inside the 20. Max Gilbert, 0 for 3 from field goals. He missed 2 versus Alabama as well. 4 for 4 extra point.
Yeah, well, at least it didn't cost us the game. Gilbert has suddenly went cold. Max Gilbert, your job's to make field goals, buddy. We failed at that, the bottom line. Jackson Ross continued to punt well, and teams are not getting any kind of return yards off of either our punts or our kickoffs. I bet we probably lead the nation in lack of return yards for punts and kickoffs. I have to look that one up. That's been a bright spot all season. I gave our special teams a D+ for the missed field goals.
I'm giving them a flat-out F. I'm sorry, but 3 missed field goals, I just think that's unacceptable. The punt team did fine. I don't like the punt team being out there on the field, but I guess you got to sometimes. But 3 missed field goals. You got, like, kickers. You know what them people do during practice?
They kick.
They kick. You want to tell you what they do in pregame?
They kick.
So why can't they kick in the game? I get it's all a mental thing, whatever, but just get it out of your head. You got to be like a blind, retarded basset hound dog. Okay?
Hey, now.
It can't even remember where it just took a piss at. Okay? That's what you got to do. You got to have that mindset.
A bulldog.
Coach Ryan Jackson.
Sorry, I didn't want to get defensive.
Coach Ryan Jackson,
Bassett,
what do you
you're
do
good.
in practice, Ryan? You kick. And, you know, I can excuse a long field goal, a 50-plus yarder. You know, those are coin tosses anyway. But it was a 43-yarder, a 40-yarder, and a 34-yarder. We got to have those. I said a few choice words when he missed the third one.
Yeah, he's struggled a lot the last 2 weeks. He's looked rough. I'm worried about it, especially going into Athens. I'm giving him a D for the missed field goals. We're gonna get to your comments. Bear with us. We're gonna go over General Neyland's game maxims. We'll go over each one, agree or disagree if that maxim has been reached. Maxim 1: the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win.
We made a lot of mistakes early on, but we corrected those mistakes with good defense, and we capitalized on Kentucky's mistakes. So I'm giving that a half yes.
I'm going with Spur. Like, our first half mistakes, we got to clean up this coming up week. I feel like we cleaned it up better in the second half, half and half.
Yeah, Kentucky had 3 turnovers. So Maxim 2, play 4, make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. We're getting better here. Going to have to capitalize over every break we get going into Athens, though.
Yeah, we scored 21 points in the final 20 minutes of the ball game. So that's getting it done, especially at the end. We were patient. When it finally opened up, we scored.
I don't get why we can't just do that in the start of the game and in the end of the game.
Well, we fumbled the ball and then missed 3 field goals.
It hurts people. So I think they're doing it for ticket price reason. I think they're doing it for the entertainment
to
value.
keep people in the game, you know.
Yeah.
Just
keep
win.
that beer flowing.
Yeah, just win. If at first the game or breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam.
That we did for sure. More steam
Yeah.
in the form of Dylan Sampson, who wore out Kentucky's line in the second half.
Choo-choo. Protect our kickers, our lead, and our ball game.
Yeah, once we had the lead, we never let it go. Nico was pressured. but he was not hit hard as he has been in previous games. So I'm saying yes.
Didn't matter if you protect your kicker or not, he ain't gonna make the dang thing. But I think we did okay.
Yeah, I'm going with a check. Ball, Oski, cover, block, cut, slice, pursue, and gang tackle. For this is the winning edge.
Yep. Outside of a couple of early plays, our tackling was excellent yet again.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a check mark there as well. Press kicking game. Here's where the breaks are made.
No.
3 missed field goals. Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, the kicking game didn't give us any breaks. Carry the fight to our opponent and keep it there for 60 minutes. We definitely fought for 60 minutes.
We did, 100%.
Who's your MVP last week's game versus Kentucky?
Until it's not, it is. It's Dylan Sampson.
Dylan
career
Sampson.
high in rushing yards, 142 yards, 2 late touchdowns, and he took the game over yet again. That's why he should be a Heisman candidate, because he's taking games over in the second half.
I agree with Spur on Dylan Sampson. I'm gonna give another one. I'm gonna go Will Brooks.
Yep, Will is always going to be there.
It seems like
until
we're
he's
naming
not.
the same 2 players every week.
We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We'll upload the live video on our YouTube channel after. Well, I'll take that back. It'll upload automatic now. The audio version will be uploaded wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. You can also rewatch on Facebook as well. We still have a long way to go. This show is just getting started. We look forward to hearing from all of our live listeners. Speaking of that, let's check our comments on all platforms
Before we do that, Luke,
and text lines.
did you guys know? Here's an interesting fact about the kneeling game maxims. Did you know when Heupel first came to Tennessee, he thought about
Not doing them
not doing them?
until he read them.
Yep.
Yep. Chris says dark. We got a lot of comments. I'm gonna try to catch them. If I miss you, feel free to hit it again. Chris says we're gonna start with Facebook. Chris says dark mode was a great experience. It was. It's beautiful. Will Brooks is a beast. Christopher says. Teddy says maybe UGA won't kick a 79-yard punt that goes out at the 1-yard line this year. I hope not. Coach Ryan Jackson says he's missed 2. It's all in his head at this point. It is. It's got to be a confidence type thing.
Yeah, 7-6, Ron.
Go get him fired up, Ryan.
Chris says go Big Orange. Chase says Stephen Hawkins would have kicked it better. JC says
Could have kicked it worse.
JC says Mississippi State won't score over 19. I agree.
And our co-host Josh Jackson says the play that turned the game around was a sack fumble. He's not wrong. It did.
JC says DeSamp moves into the top 3 for Heisman race after this weekend. I don't think it'll be this weekend. I think it'll be after Georgia. But I like where you're going with it. Edith is after Josh. Like always. Josh says, how many points was it, Vol Daddy? Not 20. Robert says, where's Mike Matthews? I have no clue. He got a little time. He looked good blocking. He got the 1 catch, but no yardage. But I have no clue. We've got to see him.
Jamie says potential Summit Blue leaks were seen today. Jamie, they're not wearing Summit
They
Blue.
ain't gonna wear it. They
No,
might
they're
wear
not.
gloves and armbands, all that stuff.
Yeah, they'll have the Summit Blue accessories. But that's it. Edith is after Justin as well about them tickets.
They're coming. Edith. I'm going to be giving away tickets to the Kentucky men's basketball game coming up here. And it's the game's not for a month or so down the road, but I do have 2 tickets to give away right here on this podcast. So stick around for that. We will be doing so.
I know I missed a lot of comments, but that segment is always long. Feel free to hit us again. If I skipped it, let's move over to TikTok. 8.8 thousand likes on TikTok. We appreciate you all very, very much on there. Haley says, DeSamp, if he keeps on like he has, he will be a number 1 contender for Heisman. I hope. The running back from Boise is taking a lot of. I think he's got 3 more touchdowns than Samp right now.
He does. He's a beast. I
2 or
watched him
3.
play this
Yeah.
weekend. He is legit.
But Samson can catch him. They just play a lot more favorable schedule. That's for sure.
And also a difference is Dylan Sampson's only playing a portion of the game. He has 2 to 3 good running backs behind him, whereas Easley at Boise State is the man. He's getting every catch there.
Dog 404, Georgia guy, says, who y'all play this Saturday? We play the real Bulldogs.
The real Bulldogs, yeah.
Yeah.
The real Bulldogs.
We
then
play you puppies in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we play the Mutts, the oversized pugs, in 2 weeks. Caleb says we're doing pretty good with a freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braden loves Spanky.
Love you, Braden.
All right. If we missed your comment on TikTok, hit us back. 8.8 thousand likes on there. Get us over 10,000. Let's hit YouTube chat real fast. Eric B. Jones says, "What's up, Vawls Deep? Go Vawls." What's up, Eric? TN Football 247 says Vawls by 50 this week.
Well, it needs to be.
I like it.
If we can just get Vawls by 15, that's the rate we go.
Just win, baby.
Eric also says, "I think our Vols will get the offense going this week against Mississippi State with the score 42-0 Tennessee." I like it.
I'd be okay with that.
I like it. YouTube's starting to kind of pick up a little bit. We've not got the what's it, the third week I think we've done YouTube.
It is.
So
Algorithm.
it's picking up.
And Justin, we already talked about the Tennessee basketball team just after the show is over. Go back and rewatch that. Why don't
Yeah,
you?
we spent a few minutes on the basketball team earlier. Thank you, Hound Dogs Knoxville, for sponsoring our podcast. This locally owned and operated Tennessee sports store is your go-to hometown store for all of your Tennessee needs, whether it be clothing, hats, accessories for your car, boat, office, tailgate, pets, or your kids. They have what you need at Hound Dogs Knoxville. Check them out at hdknoxville.com. We're going to have a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Stick with us. Share this out to everybody, please. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Vol Daddy. I want to give a big shout out to the Fairview Union. Great musicians, local people. Chad's from my hometown. They were gracious enough to let us use their music for our podcast. Make sure you check them out. They're huge Tennessee fans. You won't be disappointed. Let's hear them play.
Man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find the checkerboard. The big orange is back. It's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud. Send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back on track. Coach Hyper, where you at? Getting it done, having fun. Power team number one. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back.
Freedom Motors is the local pre-owned car dealer who does more for you than any other dealer around. You want convenience? You can check out their entire line of vehicles online at freedommotors.tn.com. And when you find what you like, they'll bring the vehicle right to your door. That's a dealer who cares about you and your time. Shop Freedom Motors today, and let's get you in your new ride.
Keep freedom rolling. Keep freedom rolling. Keep freedom rolling. On down the line.
Is it still streaming?
Yeah.
TikTok hates us if you didn't know that already. We're back. Make sure to check us out on all podcast platforms wherever you prefer to listen.
Even you, TikTok, we love you.
We are there. Our audio versions are very, very popular. We get to do it without any fees, thanks to our sponsors. We want to give a shout out to our friends at 865 Exterior Solutions. These guys can do it all: roofing, siding, framing, decks, windows, doors. Matt Swole and Chandler Kite can handle any project you can throw at them. It's almost impossible to get people to show up these days. If you do find them, good luck actually getting them to do the work right. So call 865 Exterior Solutions and cut through the BS. 865-399-3547 or 865-292-1772. Let them know the Vawls Deep podcast sent you. Before we hit the start bench cut, check out our brand new Vawls Deep podcast t-shirts and hats.
They're nice.
They are nice. Available for pre-order now. Check them out on the Vawls Deep Facebook page. I shared it on my personal page as well. I think I put it on TikTok. Or go to www.vawldaddy.com. VAWL daddy.com, and you can check out all of our stuff there as well. We are at 20.2 thousand likes on TikTok. We appreciate that very, very much. Got a lot of listeners on TikTok. We love y'all. Thank you. Edith wants to know if Josh gets a participation trophy ceremony tonight. He has to vacate the belt.
That he does.
I know that. Hey, Josh, send in your picks.
I got them.
Oh, you got them? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Justin says he'll rewatch. He got home late from work. We appreciate you very, very much. Most of our watches are rewatches and audio listens after the show.
Richard Brady is watching. Richard, stay tuned for a special announcement.
All right. That brings us to start bench cut.
Put that down. It's not yours.
Number 1, which SEC game are you looking forward to the most this week? Number 2, Georgia at number 16, Ole Miss. Number 11, Alabama at number 14, LSU. Or South Carolina at number 24, Vanderbilt.
It's already in the right order, Luke. Of all daddy, I'm starting Georgia at Ole Miss. I really believe this, along with the Alabama LSU game, could be an elimination game. It certainly is for Ole Miss. If Ole Miss loses, they're out. Georgia is still Georgia. They could sneak in if they lose this game somehow. But I'm giving them a start. I don't even know who I want to win that game. I know who in my heart who I want to win. I want Ole Miss to win. I'm going to bench Alabama LSU. That is an elimination game. The loser of that game is out. I don't think they can get in no matter what. And I'm going to cut South Carolina and Vanderbilt, although that's going to be a fantastic game to watch.
To me, it's in the exact order it needs to be in. Got the 2 games with the most college football playoff. Even though I really like that South Carolina Vanderbilt matchup.
I like the game.
Can you imagine if Vanderbilt can get to 7 wins? They're already going bowling.
Oh, it's going to be a crazy good game.
Vanderbilt's going to be talking about going somewhere warm.
Yeah.
You know what? Vanderbilt would be great at the Music City Bowl.
I bet they would. You know what? That's a good
They
pick.
might get 5,000 fans to go there.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I'm going to start Alabama LSU. I think it's going to be a dandy. I'm going to bench Georgia at Ole Miss. I can see chaos happening this weekend.
I can too. A lot of chaos.
I can see Ole Miss possibly beating Georgia. I can see LSU beating Bama. I can see Florida beating Texas.
What?
Yes. If Lagway plays, I can see Florida beating Texas.
Well, I think Lagway's out for the year.
Is he for sure out?
I saw somewhere it was ACL.
Spanky's got Florida on speed dial. So.
Yeah, you're definitely up
Hey,
there
I'll
on
say
that.
this. Look, with Florida, I think Nature's making a case to keep his job.
He is fighting.
Keep
He's clawing with his fingernails
Well,
right
look,
now.
his play. Look at it like this, and I know the history on this. The players, they quit on McElwain, they quit on Mullen, they've not quit on him. So that should say something right there.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you switched whenever they got rid of old Goober. What's his name? Mullen. That's whenever it broke your heart.
You a Mullinator?
Oh, I love Dan Mullen.
He would have been at Tennessee if it wasn't for Florida.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Who's the biggest pretender in the AP top 10? Number 10, Notre Dame. Number 4, Miami. Number 6, Penn State. Who's the biggest pretender?
It's Notre Dame. Ain't even a question. I don't even know why they're in here. I still think it's media bias. You knew at the start of the year they were going to try to get them in this dang playoff, and yet they're still keeping them in. What win or what game have they impressed this year?
Navy.
Ain't none of them.
Navy.
Ain't none of them. Look, Navy, really? Navy has a good start, but really, Navy, like, it just don't make sense to me. At least Miami, yes. Like, they just keep winning. They do. They just keep winning. But Miami, I think they're a fake contender, too. Penn State, to me, look, they lost to Ohio State. Yeah, they should have won that game. Will James Franklin ever get over the hump? Hell, who knows? But I'll take Penn State over them, too.
I will, too. But my start's Miami. Miami's played a god-awful schedule. They've not played a single ranked team all year, and they won't play
That
a ranked
offense is
team
good, though.
all year. They do have a good offense. They do have a good quarterback, but I still think they're a pretender as far as being ranked number 4 in the country. But as I said earlier in the show, hope they stay right there and win the ACC because they need to be in the top 5 come the playoff time so they don't bump Tennessee out of a home game somehow. I'm going to bench Notre Dame. I still think they're overrated at 10, but as Spanky said, they're putting them in the playoffs anyway. They can get them in the playoffs for whatever reason. The media loves Notre Dame, even though nobody else does anymore. I'm cutting Penn State. James Franklin blew it against Ohio State. They had the game won, and he forgot how to coach yet again.
I'm starting Penn State.
Really?
James Franklin is 1-10 versus Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1-9 versus top 5 teams. James, he don't have it when he has to have it. He don't have it. I'm gonna
Go ahead.
I'm gonna bench Miami. They're squeezing by, but their offense is really good. But I will say this: if they was to play a defense like Tennessee's, like South Carolina's, it's gonna be bad for them. And I'm going to cut Notre Dame. I think I hate Notre Dame, but I think they've turned it around, and I would pick Notre Dame to beat Miami or Penn State.
You know, we was talking about James Franklin, and I watched that game with them in Ohio State. The end of the first half was so mismanaged clockwise.
No, God.
They had the ball inside the 35-yard line with a minute to go, and James Franklin went 38 seconds run off the clock and then did a run play before he used a timeout. I'm like, what are you doing? And they ran out of time. And it was just
Edith makes a good
terrible.
point. She says Miami's best win is Louisville. Penn State's best win is Wisconsin. Notre Dame's best win is Texas A&M.
It's true. It's true.
That's a good point.
But screw Notre Dame.
Mike Orange says Notre Dame would beat Miami and Penn State. I agree.
I think they,
I agree. Richard says Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame. I'm aware. I'm fully aware of that. Teddy says, do we think A&M is really good?
They were
I think
for a
they
couple
can
weeks.
be. I think
Verdict's still out on 'em.
It's spurty, but I think they can be.
Yeah.
I
certainly
think
are.
they're going to be extremely good in about 2 or 3 years. I think they're going to be very, very hard to beat. I think they'll own the state of Texas.
They were victims to Beamer Ball.
That is true. Yesterday, here you go, Spank. Yesterday was National Donut Day.
Calm down. Calm down.
Start bench cut these donuts. Glazed, jelly, or cream
Well,
filled.
we already know he likes the cream.
No, I don't. No, and I think this is. I'm going to start.
You hate all my food questions.
I do. Won't you just let me just start writing them, and then I'll
Because
we'll do that.
we have to start a
Well,
podcast about food.
Then you had to do some actual homework, Spanky.
Yeah, I know. I don't even read the script. I like being surprised with everybody else. But no, it is the glazed donut. There is nothing better. You go by the Krispy Kreme, and if that hot light's on, it don't matter if your house is on fire. It's gonna burn anyway. Just pull into the Krispy Kreme and get you some hot donuts. And the jelly cream filled. Look, don't do it for me. I just don't like. Never mind, I ain't gonna go there.
Cutting both of them?
I'm gonna cut both of them. I like the chocolate frosted ones.
You know, it wasn't until about 10
I
years ago.
apologize. Thank
It
you.
wasn't until about 10 years ago when I learned what that light meant at Krispy Kreme. I had no idea. I just thought it was just a regular light that was on.
Yeah.
And I went by this Krispy Kreme and it said, light on, hot, fresh donuts. I said, I wonder. So I swung in there and I got me a dozen of the original glazed donuts. And I'm like, holy crap. It was
It'll
life-changing.
send you to heaven and back.
It will.
One-way ticket. Ain't even.
So-
Yeah, it's
ain't
totally
even gotta
different when
buy
they're
it.
fresh and hot. It's totally different.
It's totally different. It's a totally different style donut. Not fresh and hot, I'll start the jelly, but fresh and hot, I'm starting the original glaze, I'm benching jelly, and I'm cutting the cream filled.
Hey, I'll tell you this to all of our Amish friends out there. I know
Oh,
you're probably not watching or listening to
Probably
us,
not.
but I want you to know we love your donuts.
I'm going to start glaze, I'm going to bench jelly, and I'm going to cut cream filled. Glaze is the best. Start bench cut these Tennessee, this is a hard one. Start bench cut these Tennessee running backs. Travis Henry, Jamal Lewis, Dylan Sampson.
Gosh.
It's tough. It's real tough. The story is still out on Dylan Sampson because it's not complete. So, I mean, I'm going to start. It's tough. I'm going to start Travis Henry. I'm going to bench Jamal Lewis. And I'm going to cut Dylan Sampson until we make it to the playoffs. And then I'm going to start him.
You know, I'm going to start Jamal Lewis. This is a tear. Look, I don't know why you give us these questions. These are just awful for us. It's like picking a child or something. I'm going to start Jamal Lewis. I'm going, hate to say it, I'm going to bench Dylan Sampson.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to cut Travis, and I hate to do it.
You got the right order, Spanky. I'm going to start Jamal, and I'm going to include his NFL stats as well because he was an absolute animal in
He was
the
a
NFL.
dog.
Like a smoky dog, not a Georgia bulldog. I'm gonna bench and Dylan Sampson. If you pull up highlights like on YouTube, it's hard to sit here and say Sampson's better than these two, but just based off the recency, I'm gonna cut Travis Henry. Can't believe I'm cutting him, but I am. Hate me if you want to.
There's no right or wrong answer on that one.
Chris says he's starting Sampson, he's benching Lewis, and cutting Henry. Jones says TikTok Live ended. Get us spanked. Yeah, they accused us of hate speech. I'm not sure what we said, but it's constantly something with TikTok. Start bench cut these Tennesseans: Morgan Freeman, Ric Flair, Johnny Knoxville.
Go ahead and do it first, Spank.
I'm going to have to start the man, the myth, the legend, to be the man. Woo! You got to beat the man, baby. Hey, he's having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Having a hard time getting TikTok down.
I'm going to start the nature boy, Ric Flair.
Woo!
Then I'm going to have to bench Johnny Knoxville. And even though I love Morgan Freeman, but cut.
Racist.
All right, Spank, while Spurs going, move that thing a little bit this way.
Okay.
Go ahead, Spurs.
I grew up a wrestling fan, so naturally I'm going to start the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo!
That's it with
Even
your
though
chest. The Nature Boy.
Yeah.
Woo!
16-time heavyweight champion of the world, perhaps the greatest of all time. I'm going to bench Morgan Freeman. I love Morgan Freeman. He does a great job. And I'm cutting Johnny Knoxville, even though I'm a huge fan.
We could have had Morgan Wallen on there.
Yeah, I knew it would be the start.
Yeah, he'd be the start.
I'm going to start Morgan Freeman, this complete icon. Every movie he does, I love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bench Ric Flair. Love the Flair. And I'm going to cut Johnny Knoxville. But I'm going to say this. Johnny Knoxville is a very underrated actor.
He is.
In my opinion. Very underrated.
I feel like we do some jackass stuff with these podcasts.
We do.
And,
Yep,
and the
we do.
punishments, except for Spanky, who chickens out on them.
Well.
Jamie says, I got a debate for y'all. Who wins Prime? Ray Lewis against Prime Derrick Henry.
Ray Lewis all day.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Ray Lewis all day long.
Hey, Charlie Garner got Ray Lewis a few times.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis all day long.
I don't know, man. Are you talking about like Oklahoma drill? What are we talking about here? I think between the tackles, I mean, I don't see him, getting away from Ray. But open field, I think, I don't know. That's a good one.
It is.
I think it would be like, how many out of 10 would somebody win? Josh Jackson says the Ringer is hilarious. It's weird that I'm reading Josh's comments on it.
I know. Where you at, Josh?
We restarted TikTok. How many likes were we? Let us know on TikTok how many likes that we were at. They got us for hate speech. Let us know. Get us back up there. We'll add them up and the total them at the end of the show. All right. I want to thank my friend Amy Maxwell of Tennessee Trends. Amy specializes in both junior and women's clothing. Her game day clothing is amazing. Clothes, shoes, and accessories. Go check her stuff out at Hound Dogs Knoxville. You can't miss it. If you want your kids to stand out and look great, if you want to stand out and look great and not have the same shirt, same outfit on as everybody else inside of Neyland Stadium, you need to check out Tennessee Trends. Go to Hound Dogs, check it out right in the middle of the store. Check her out on Facebook as well. Thank you, Amy Maxwell, for sponsoring our show. Let's play one word. Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
Yep. Freddie.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Dan Mullen.
Starkville.
I'm going to go last because they're last in the SEC. Neyland at night.
Electric.
You know what? I'm changing Mississippi State. I'm going to go real.
Real.
Yeah, because they're the real Bulldogs,
Real Bulldogs.
of the SEC. Yeah. All right, Neyland at night.
Electric.
The norm.
I'm going to go unmatched.
All right.
Homecoming.
Tradition.
Summit.
Oh, I had Summit.
Oh, I want to change mine. Can I change mine? Circle drill.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to go alumni. Mm-hmm. Steve McNair.
Air.
Titans.
I'm going to go 9.
Okay.
I had air on there.
Ah, I got you.
Archie Manning.
Another. Just another Manning.
The father.
I'm going to go tree for the family tree of Mannings.
We're similar on that.
Brett Favre.
Interceptions.
Flapjacks.
Give me the backstory on Flapjacks.
You not heard the NFL mic'd up where he's like, I was at my mama's house eating the flapjacks and cheering on for the hungry Crimson Tide.
No, I've not.
Y'all seen that?
I'm not. Would Scam be mean?
I got another one for him.
I got Gunslinger.
I got another one for him. Vol Navy, because he joined the Vol Navy once.
I didn't know that.
He did. There's an interview with
I
him.
did not
Get
know that.
Wranglers.
Wranglers. Yeah, I forgot about it. What's Copper Fit?
Yeah, Copperfit.
Jimmy Buffett.
Parrot.
Cheeseburger.
I had pear. I'm gonna go just beach. Just beach.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Jerry Rice.
Greatest.
Bricks.
I'm gonna go Flashy just because that was his nickname. James Earl Jones.
Darth Vader.
Oh.
Did he do Darth Vader?
He did.
I've never.
You didn't know that?
I've never watched a full Star
I
Wars.
am your
ever.
father.
That's not what he said. That is not the line.
Okay, what was the line he said
It's
then?
no. I am your father.
There we go. Sorry. I'm going to give him Simba.
Simba.
That's the other one.
All right, I'm gonna go. Did anybody do Sandlot?
No, but that's a good one. He's in
Sandlot.
it. Yep.
Sandlot. Rick Ross.
Roll.
Shirtless.
Hustling. Give us your Rick Ross impression, Spanky.
I don't really have a good one. Every day I'm hustling, hustling.
Tammy Wynette.
I just went classic.
Classic. I'm gonna go George.
This is 2 words. I don't care. Golden rings. Golden rings. One time.
We got alcoholic for Jimmy Buffett.
Alcoholic. Margaritaville.
Ryan says Brett Favre was the best quarterback when it comes to toughness. You got he was
He was tough.
he was
Had
tough.
that Tommy Copperfield.
The time between him and Jarrett Garantano. I seen it out loud. Oh, I'm starting to do that again.
We've got a missed. I'm guessing that was for Steve McNair.
Murdered.
One tiny little stone waiting there.
Tessa says 12. I'm guessing it said 12K. We had a 20,000 on there too.
Yep.
Freedom Motors LLC is owned and operated by Chris Looper. Top-notch pre-owned car dealership located at 7765 Maynardville Pike in Knoxville. Freedom Motors will do more for you to get the deal done than any other dealership around. If you want convenience, you can check out their entire inventory online at freedommotors.tn.com. Once you pick the vehicle that is right for you, they'll even deliver it right to your door. Check out Freedom Motors today and keep freedom rolling. Let's hit the keys to the game. Tennessee welcomes Mississippi State for a homecoming matchup at Neyland Stadium Saturday. Kickoff will be at 7 Eastern. ESPN will be covering the game. Mississippi State is 2-7 on the season, 0-5 in SEC play. ESPN gives the Vawls a 93.9% chance to win. 56 degrees at kickoff. The weather is looking nice. You never know around here, but it's looking nice right now. The Vawls should be wearing their classic uniforms with some Summit Blue accessories for homecoming. Now there's a Vegas gives Tennessee a 24-point spread. Anything to add to that? Good?
That's good.
They're good.
All right, let's hit the offense then. What are your keys to the game on offense?
We keep saying it, but we must start quick and come out firing. Score early and often. This opponent is overmatched. Let's not let them stay in this game. Receivers must catch the ball. The offensive line needs to protect Nico, pound the rock, and take the fight to them. Play our style of offense.
Keys to the game on offense. They are last in the SEC. They're not very good. Don't play down to your opponent. Try, I would say, play your brand of ball, but offense, let's not do that. Let's play a new brand of ball, and let's score on the first drive of the game.
Play actual Tennessee football.
Yeah, let's play actual Tennessee football. I know everyone keeps saying, oh, yeah, our offense is struggling. No, it's not struggling if you do it 6 weeks in a row. But offense, just score points, keep the tempo up. Let's go. It's a home game. It's a homecoming. It's a let's go.
For multiple weeks, we've seen the offensive line struggle. We corrected that, improved that, fixed that. Around the time we seen our offensive line improve, we started seeing Nico struggle a couple games. Sloppy, bad decisions, bad reads. We get Nico back on track, along with the decent offensive line, and now we're dropping passes. Let's complete the cycle. Let's bring it full circle this weekend. No drop passes, no fumbles, no penalties. It's the last game to clean things up before Athens, Georgia, and that should be the only motivation this offense needs to get going.
Last home SEC game.
It is.
What about defense?
Do exactly what we've been doing all year. Play our game and have some fun with it. Pressure, pressure, pressure. You know, someone keeps posting our comments. Mississippi State scored 31 points against Georgia. Our defense is better than Georgia. We're holding them to under 20 again.
Keep holding under 20. Don't let the quarterback make plays with his legs that he shouldn't. Defense, just keep doing your thing.
Just take over. Defensive line, put on a show. Secondary needs to sharpen up just a little bit. No big splash plays. I seen William Martinez very upset a few times with the secondary. I guess that's probably where they're lining up at. The Mississippi State quarterback, Michael Van Buren, 49 carries for 4 touchdowns, 73.6 QBR on the season. Let's make him very, very uncomfortable and just let the rest fall in place. Just do what the defense does. Mississippi State gave Texas a hard time. They've improved each week. We definitely can't half-ass this game. I just want to see us just get after the quarterback and just take over.
Again, I mentioned it earlier. The Mississippi State quarterback needs to bring some Tylenol with him because he's going to be hit hard. And
What
hit
about
hard.
ibuprofen? 800 milligram.
Bring them both. He's going to need it.
Side notes and special teams, anything you want to add?
Kick it through the field goal. Uprights.
Make your kicks. They're difference makers. You know, field position. I know you gave the forecast 56 and nice, but I've seen some forecasts that calls for potential rain showers. So if that happens, field position could be important. So special teams is going to go a long ways.
Let it rain.
Yeah, I'm stuck between not needing and wanting field goals and getting Max Gilbert some practice.
Right.
But we have to improve kicking, punting, the coverage. All of it needs to be polished up before going into Athens. TikTok has given us some problems again.
What they say again?
We was at 6.9 thousand likes for the second round. The first round we was at 20,000 something. And now it's went back to like 837 because I guess they keep saying that we are. I don't know what we're saying to be hate speeching right now unless they just they must like Creamfield donuts.
We're
Spanky.
not being political here.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing to them. We apologize.
We've had some Texas fan report us.
Thank you all for listening to that segment presented by VFL Stephen Hensley Insurance and Realty. Stephen's from my hometown. He's a Vawls for life and literally the best agent you'll find in East Tennessee. He's done nearly 500 real estate transactions in the last 3 years, including helping former NFL great and Super Bowl champion Rodney Harrison and his family purchase their Knoxville home so they can come watch their son Christian Harrison play at Tennessee. Stephen played 3 seasons as a walk-on under Philip Fomer. In his senior year, he played under Lane Kiffin. He went to UT as a wide receiver. He moved to backup punter his junior year and then finished his senior year at running back. Text or call Stephen anytime, 865-742-1672. That's his direct number. We're going to be right back. Still a whole lot for us to discuss. Share it out to your friends for us, and let's have a big show. We appreciate y'all very much.
Checkerboard, check the score. We gonna be on top. We're all gonna bring it on down to Neyland Stadium. 100,000 can't get louder. Gators come and get your song. Yeah, we'll be singing our song. We're all gonna bring it on. We're all gonna bring it on. The Vol Navy's getting crazy on the Tennessee. We're tailgating, just waiting for that power tee. We're all gonna bring it on down to Neyland Stadium. 100,000 can't get louder. Bama, come and get your song. Yeah, we'll be singing that song. We're all gonna bring it on. Bring it on. Butch and crew coming through, got this thing on lock. Checkerboard, check the
Yes, we are.
We are back. Still a lot to do for tonight's episode of the Vawls Deep Podcast. We have over or under coming up next. The duel will follow. We need all of our listeners for that. These two are going to battle it out over some questions. After that, we'll be getting into our college football pick'ems and a chance for you to win a $25 gift card courtesy of Hound Dogs and some pretty cool stuff from the Vol Navy as well. Stick around and we'll tell you all about that. Also, one of us have to dip our hand into the cup of misfortune, the cup of punishments. Justin says, love Hound Dogs. Wish they would open a store in Sevierville or Pigeon Forge. Hit them up online. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome to us. We're probably going to do a live show there next week,
Maybe
late next week.
Let's do it.
So might do 2 episodes, sneak peek. We might do 2 episodes for y'all next week.
Valde, don't forget, we also have Lady Vawls tickets to give away here.
Yep, we've got Lady Vawls tickets to give away later in the show as well. All right, let's play over or under. For our listeners, this is very simple. We give a stat, a number, and we predict whether it will be over or under that number. Are y'all ready?
Ready to go.
All right, Tennessee covers the spread at 23.5 points versus Mississippi State.
You know, I think we do. If the weather is decent, if it rains, maybe not. But the latest forecast says it'll be nice. I feel like we're a much better team. Mississippi State has the worst defense we're going to play in a while, so I like us to cover 23.5.
I like it too. I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I'm going over. I truly think it's gonna click this weekend. I really do. I know I've been saying it, but it's due. Over under 61.5 total points scored between Tennessee and the real Bulldogs this weekend.
Under. I don't think State scored more than 13. We won't score 50.
No, go under. Under. One thing I've learned with the Tennessee offense this year, take the under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under here. We're not scoring 60, and I don't think Mississippi State's scoring at all. So definitely going under. Nico has 3.5 total touchdowns versus Hell State.
I'm going under. I think he could have 2 or 3, but I think Sampson's going to get more.
Under as well.
I'm going to go over.
Think he gets 4?
I think
Wow.
it connects. I think it all
I
connects.
hope it connects.
I think it connects, and I think he
Like
goes off
Dalton.
this weekend. Tennessee defense, this is a lot, has 4.5 sacks on Saturday.
You know, I think we should go over. Let's pressure them all night long.
I want to say over, but I just have a feeling I
That's
think
a
we're
lot.
going to get 3. And
That's a lot.
Go under.
I'm going over. I'm never going to doubt this defense. That's a lot, but give it to me. Give me all of it. Tennessee defense allows less than 8.5 points in Neyland Stadium.
I went with over. I have Mississippi State getting 10, just simply because it's a long game and something crazy could happen.
Give me the over. I'm giving them 13.
Ooh.
And that's me being generous.
I'm going under. Dylan Sampson, 199.5 rush yards.
I went with under. Just like we said before, he's going to be governed down again in the first half. I feel like he'll get his 130, 140 again.
I think
2
if
to
he
3
don't
touchdowns.
I think if he don't fumble, that's the only reason he was governed down last week.
You think so?
Yes.
I've watched. They do it
Yes.
every game.
Yes.
They set him a few series every game.
I got a hot take on this.
Let's go.
I'm going to go under. I think he gets under 100 rushing yards.
No way. No.
Because why would they want him to tote the rock as much as he needs to when we have next week?
No. You win first.
I think he'll
you gotta
get.
win.
I think he'll get in the 90s.
I think he breaks one early
Yeah.
for 60 or so. Probably not going to happen, but over. Hell with it. I'm not going to doubt Dylan Sampson.
I love
Give me the over. Dylan Sampson, 2.5 touchdowns
save
on
him.
Shield Watkins Field.
Over. It's time to pad his stats on this one. Let's give Dylan Sampson 4 touchdowns this week.
I'm going to go under. I'm going to give him 2.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is going to be sharing the rock this week.
Give me the over. I think I agree with Spur. I think the next 2 weeks is going to be some Heisman talk, some serious Heisman talk for Dylan Sampson. Does Tennessee finally start fast and early on Saturday, do you believe? Or
We should. There's no reason not to. Mississippi State's defense is the worst we've seen since Kent State. We've got it poured on them. There's no reason to not start fast in this game.
I hope we do. That's all. I hope we do.
Walter says if they keep playing the way they have, I'll have over 15 beers. I hope they do not do that to you. I think so. I think Heupel is sick of it based off he's at the point now, like he's over it, but he's at the point now where he's just like laughing about it. Like, what can you do?
He's like, whatever.
I really think we're going to come out in the first drive and run it right down their throats.
I do too. I think obviously we improved a lot last week. Like I said, it started with the offensive line, then it went to Nico. They finally corrected themselves, and now it's time for wide receivers to make it come full circle.
I don't think it has to be flashy. Just line up and pound it right.
Yeah,
right down.
I think we see a big difference in this team Saturday. Any concerns versus Mississippi State?
None.
You just said it. The feller's going to drink 15 beers before the game's over. Just folks getting uncomfortable if we don't start fast. The weather was a concern. I guess it's cleared up a little bit now. We've only played in perfect conditions, so if weather is a factor, we've not seen that yet from this team.
I ain't got none.
None. Running quarterbacks always worry me a little bit, but is he even going to make it through the game? The stats say no, but you can't overlook them. We're obviously going to get everybody's best game from here on out. But really, other than a running quarterback, as long as we stop that, I feel very comfortable.
Let's not let all these things going on with homecoming distract us.
How many style points does Tennessee need to impress the committee versus Mississippi State?
As many as we can get. There's too many teams log jammed at the top of the standings, and you know, if it comes right down to it, they're going to put a 2-loss Alabama team in over a 2-loss Tennessee team.
Yep.
If that's the situation,
They will.
even though we beat Bama, if that ends up being the situation, that's what they'll do.
I think we need a lot. We talked about it last week. Obviously, we didn't do that versus Kentucky, but we need a great offensive performance. Tennessee needs to understand the assignment Saturday, and style points do matter to this committee. Even last night they talked about all they wanted to talk about was lost Arkansas. So we've got to justify
Things we didn't have
ourselves a
that
little
loss,
bit.
man.
If we didn't have the loss, it would be 3 probably.
Yeah.
Before we hit the duel, we want to thank our sponsor, 865 Exterior Solutions. Matt Cole and Chandler Kite are the guys to call. Local business, local people, no better people to support. Call Matt at 865-399-3547 or call Chandler at 865-292-1772 for any of your project needs. Roofing, siding, framing, decks, windows, they can do it all. Free estimates and fully insured. Check them out on Facebook. That's 865 Exterior Solutions. You will not regret giving Matt and Chandler your business. Mike says 40-plus style points.
I'd be okay with it.
Josh says need to win by 40-plus.
Ball by 50.
Barrett says only concern is avoiding injuries. That's a good point.
That is good. We've been lucky so far this year for the most part.
That's a very good point. Let's hit TikTok. We're at 6.7 thousand likes for this stream. We was over 20,000 on the last one.
We appreciate it very much.
We appreciate y'all very much. Almost 30,000 likes on TikTok. We appreciate y'all very, very much. All right, let's play the duel. It's actually a duel, not a three-way duel.
You can't
tonight.
prove it yet. You got to sit right there because it's vacated because Josh didn't show up.
How long has it been since you won, Spank?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. I got my own belt to hold up my britches.
It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute. All right, let's play the duel. Spanky and Spur will battle it out over 5 tough questions. This is listener voted. So in the comments, you have to cast your vote for either Spanky or Spur. Spur, raise your hand for TikTok. Spanky, show them big guns or something son.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. There's 5 questions. Let us know in the comments who's winning the duel. Josh was the current champion, but he has to vacate the belt because he's not here. Question 1.
I'm even going to be nice and let Spanky answer first. He didn't take any notes, so
No, I didn't.
Question 1. Who is the best quarterback in the NFL right now?
As of right now, it's and I hate to say it because they did put a butt whooping on my Broncos last week. That is Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. He's playing good football right now. You can't ask for better of him. He's currently leading the NFL QBR standings. I just feel like right now he is the best quarterback in the league.
You know, the easy answer is Patrick Mahomes being undefeated. But I figured you would
He's
take that
struggling.
one. I figured you would take that one, so I didn't take him. I went with Jared Goff. Detroit has it figured out. Goff is controlling that high-powered offense and has plenty of weapons around him. He even looked excellent this week in just horrible weather conditions in Green Bay. Listen to this. Jared Goff has completed 74.9% of his throws for 1,840 yards. He has 14 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 115.0 on the season. That's straight up getting it done. So I feel like this could be Detroit's year if they can get through Kansas City.
Jared Goff ain't a bad pick. He is listed as number 14 on the NFL QBRs right now, but not a bad pick.
All right, question 2. Hendon Hooker's contract will run out with the Lions in 2024. Other than the Titans, who do not deserve a second shot at Hendon Hooker, which team would you like to see Hendon Hooker sign with?
This is an oddball one for me, and people, you're going to think I'm crazy for it, but they're struggling right now with the quarterback position. And I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints.
That's who I have wrote down. I got a
Oh,
second
really?
answer. I got a second answer.
Well, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr is just not getting it done for him, and I feel like, could you imagine Tennessee fans if we could get Hendon Hooker with Alvin Kamara? Like, man, it would be insane. They'd be going to New Orleans every week.
That's actually almost exactly what I wrote down. However, there is another one that I thought about, and that is the Miami Dolphins. And you connect Hendon Hooker back with Jalen Wright. And you put Jalen Wright at running back with Hendon Hooker at quarterback, throwing to Tyreek Hill. They got weapons all the way around him.
Could be nice.
They need a quarterback down there at Miami because Tua's going to get concussed again. He's going to be out. The pieces are there for Miami to be good. Hendon Hooker will be very popular in Miami, and I'd love to see him go there.
That's good. That's a good choice. We got Raiders in there from Walter Walsh.
I don't want to see him play for the Raiders.
Jamie says the Giants. Bring him and Hyatt back together.
I'll be all right with that, too.
All right, question 3. Oh, Gloria says, hey, from the Vol Navy. Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate it. Question 3. If Tennessee were to host a playoff game inside of Neyland Stadium this year, and you had the power to handpick who that team would be, who do you bring inside of Neyland Stadium?
There's one answer, and there's one answer only. Tennessee versus Texas. The battle of UT versus that fake one down there in Texas. So you bring Texas into Neyland Stadium, that place will be rocking like no other time in Neyland Stadium. A playoff game against Texas, I couldn't imagine Neyland Stadium for that one.
Oh, man, it would be wild. Too bad it ain't realistic. But I'm
It
going
is
to go
realistic.
with...
It's very realistic.
I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
That was
I
my
want to
other
see
answer.
Notre Dame in here because they want to keep with this internet darlings. That's what they are. They're a media darlings. Everyone loves them. They're like, oh, the tradition, the pageantry. Well, you know what I say to Notre Dame's tradition and pageantry? Screw you. Come to Neyland and see some tradition and
No,
pageantry.
no. We take Texas and we show them what the real UT is.
I want Notre Dame. I want Notre Dame. And I want to wear orange breeches against them and beat them just like Coach Majors did.
Imagine putting the big UT. I love both these. Imagine putting the UT logo,
UT logo
on the 50-yard line if we had Texas.
Go
awesome.
dark mode against them and put
That would be
UT
awesome.
on the head just like the baseball teams got on their hats.
Yeah.
God, I like it, Val Daddy. UT logo at 50-yard line. You got me. That gave me chills.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Let us know in the comments who's winning the duel. Question number 4. Where does James Pierce Jr. fall in the all-time category for defensive end / edge rushers in Tennessee football history?
I got him at 4th right now. The greatest, Reggie White. We can't argue that one. Second, I got Derek Barnett. It's the best we've seen during our time in that position at Tennessee. And if you go back to the 97 SEC championship team, there was a defensive end named Jonathan Brown, and he was a huge reason why we won that title. Brown had 13.5 sacks that season, which ranked 2nd in Tennessee history, 27.5 career sacks, ranking 4th. That being said, if Tennessee makes a deep run into the playoffs and James Pierce is a driving force within that, then this ranking could go up. We could see him move up to that 3rd or 2nd spot. I just don't think he'll ever overtake the Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
No, he's not going to. And if you think He will. You're crazy. The thing, and I'm going to put him in the top 3. I am. I'm going to put him at 3rd, behind Reggie White, Derek Barnett, and James Pierce Jr. I think the thing that hurts Pierce is, and it's not his fault, it's just a testament to our great defense. We got so many other
We
pieces
have had a bunch.
around us.
Our
Yeah,
defense is
like a
always been good.
13-man rotation.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing that hurts him. I feel like is, and honestly, it helps him a little bit too because other people are having to block him, not worry about him. But I just think that hurts him a whole lot because of the depth at the defensive position.
yeah, I think too, like you seen Reggie White play, almost every down. You see James Pierce come in on 2nd and long or 3rd down. He's not playing. He's not playing every snap. We got a top 5 from Adam. Edith says outside of the top 5.
Oh, Edith's an idiot.
Spanky wouldn't even do his challenge this week, so
No.
chicken shit.
Question 5. What is your best argument that Dylan Sampson belongs in the Heisman talk with Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, and Dylan Gabriel?
I'm going to go down through a list here, and I just went back to 95. 1995, Eddie George. 1998, Ricky Williams. 1999, Ron Dane. 2005, Reggie Bush. 2009, Mark Ingram. In 2015, Derrick Henry. Those are all running backs, the last running backs who won the Heisman Trophy. Why not Dylan Sampson? Dylan Sampson right now through 8 games has 171 carries for 980 yards, 5.7 yards per carry. That's better than Derrick Henry was back in 2015. He has 19 touchdowns already. By the time the year is over, he could have 30 plus. Dylan Sampson is taking over games in the fourth quarter. Without Dylan Sampson, I'm not sure Tennessee would still be a one-loss team. Without Dylan Sampson, this Tennessee Vols offense isn't what they are right now. He's a leader on and off the field. He's everything that a Heisman Trophy candidate should be.
Spur makes great points there, and it's hard to really argue against him on that. But my main thing with Dylan Sampson is he is our offense. He is. And Travis Hunter, okay? Yeah, he plays both sides of the ball. That's great. But he also has other key players around him on that. And Dylan Sampson, I get it. We got some good players too, but we got Dylan Sampson. All these other guys, they got good key players around them. We got Dylan Sampson. That's the thing that I think if you are a Heisman Trophy, you should be the best player in the country. Am I saying he's the best player in the country right now? No, I don't. But do I think he has the potential to get there? And does he get an invitation to New York City? You can bet your bottom dollar. I believe he does.
The Gentry for Boise State, he's a beast.
100%.
I watched it play this week, and he runs through some tackles. But it's Boise State, and they're just not playing anybody.
Yep.
I would love to see Gentry play an SEC schedule. Same thing goes with Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter at Colorado is still they're just not. He would never make it in the SEC doing what he's doing with Colorado right now. Cam Ward at Miami, doing great. Miami's got a high-powered offense, but they're playing against weak defenses. So I want to see Cam Ward play against Tennessee. That'd be a great second-round game, I would say. Tennessee-Miami, I'd be all right with that. So Dylan Sampson needs to be in New York for the Heisman. I don't know if he'll win it, but by God, he needs to be talked about for it.
Yep.
Jamie says, I think he's better than Genty. Hear me out. Could he do that in an SEC schedule like Sampson's
That's
doing?
exactly what I just said, Jamie.
Yeah. Walter says, bet Kentucky starting quarterback. Wish he didn't play any down Saturday.
Yeah.
He needs some more Tylenol.
Spur is currently up by like
A lot.
5 votes.
Looks like a lot.
So let us know. Spanky, you got a few rolling in.
Yeah.
Spanky's going to go on and log in and start voting for himself on all his profile. Remember, guys, Spanky straight up refused to do his punishment this week. He was too scared to carry around a clipboard and ask questions.
We have over 30,000 likes
still
combined
hasn't
on
donated.
TikTok. We appreciate that.
I told you the
very,
check's
very
in the
much.
mail. Postal Service been real busy this week.
What's the address?
971 Ballroom Circle, Watburg, Tennessee.
Well, that's not it.
Brett says, I think he deserves to be in the run for Heisman. Samp is playing SEC competition, putting up heroic numbers. Also says Travis Hunter would do the same in the SEC easy the best athlete in college football.
I just don't know if he'd make it 2 ways. I don't know if he can be a 2-way player in the SEC. It's too punishing.
So we're about 32,000 likes on TikTok. We appreciate that very, very much. Freedom Motors, if you're in the market for a car, truck, SUV, work vehicle, or work van, even a boat, look no further than Freedom Motors. Guaranteed financing, they will give you the best money for your trade-in. They can guarantee financing solely based off the relationship and reputation that they have with the local banks. The owner, Chris Looper, has been in the automotive industry for decades. He only brings the best of the best to his lot. Go see Chris at 7765 Maynardville Pike in Knoxville, or check out Freedom Motors inventory online at freedommotors.tn.com. Let us know in the comments who won the duel. We're still tallying them up. Still got some votes coming in.
Somebody voted for Sour.
Sour. It's time to announce last week's winner of the football pick'em. Spur, please let us know who won last week's giveaway.
We had several that went 9-1 on the week.
Wow.
Richard Brady went 9-1. The only game he missed, he took the Titans and the Patriots to tie, but he won the tiebreaker. So Richard Brady is our winner this week. I've got his address, Val Daddy. I'll send it over to you. He's listening to the show, or was earlier. I hope he's still on. But congratulations, Richard. We'll be sending you a gift card from Hound Dogs and some Vol Navy stuff.
Good deal. Congratulations, Richard. And we'll post the pick'ems later tonight. We'll tell you more about them here shortly. And you can enter to win next week's. He's also going to win some Tenergy.
That's right. Vol Navy's sending him a case of Tenergy. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we got to go pick it up.
I got to try Tenergy this weekend. Can we make that happen?
We can make it happen. We need to try it on the show.
Let's do it.
We need to try it on the show.
We need to have it sitting right here.
All right. So when there's a winner, that means there must be a loser. Our records for last week were Spanky 7-3, Josh 7-3, Spur 7-3. The Vol Daddy went 4-6.
Oh God!
I went out on a limb. If I didn't, we would all be 7-3. I had to do something different. Overall, Spurs in first place. He's leading Spanky by 3 games. Josh is now in third place. He leads me by 3 games, but we'll get that fixed. So I have to draw out of the cup of misfortune.
Yeah.
Right now, I can either do the dare or I can donate $25 to St. Jude's Hospital. We need that $25, Spanky.
Yep.
It's in the mail. Sorry.
All right, y'all can shake it too, but I'm shaking it first. And I'm probably going to shake it last.
No, I'm going to hold it while you draw out of this cup.
Okay, that'll work.
Well, you can't cheat.
I want the lid to come off of one.
God, I hate this so much.
But do you?
I'll tell you in a second. Oh, hell. Shave off an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
Valdez going to shave off an eyebrow. We got to take a picture of it.
We'll take a video of it.
All right. You wear that headband anyway, so.
I'm going to wear the headband. I'm going to sleep in the headband after this. All right, so I got to shave an eyebrow off for losing the pick'ems. I'll do it.
How long does it take an eyebrow to grow back?
We'll find out. Well, shave both.
No, just one.
Hey,
This is
do the
an
Josh
eyebrow.
Dobbs, man.
Yeah, one. Yeah, Josh Dobbs. Yep, we'll shave her off. All right. Let's do our pick'ems. Sponsored by Stephen Hensley Insurance and Realty. Stephen donates $100 of every real estate closing to charities. He's already donated $8,700 in the first 7 months of doing this. Some of those charities include Cofield Wartburg Youth Sports, the Legends of Tennessee Football Camp, which I personally helped put on for our small communities. He's your go-to resource for all things insurance and real estate in our area. 865-742-1672 is his direct line. Call or text him, whichever you prefer. Please let him know that we sent you. It's time for football pick'em. So you've got Josh's, correct?
I've got Josh's picks, yes.
You got them pulled up?
I do.
Okay. Game 1, the San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I'm taking Tampa Bay to win at home.
Wow. Not so fast, Spur. Give me the 49ers.
Josh took the 49ers.
Spanky's got Niners. Josh has got Niners. I've got the Buccaneers as well. So I pick Tampa Bay. They're playing awfully good not to have their two best wide receivers.
They are.
Game 2, the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Go ahead, Spanky.
They're going to let me down. I done know it, but I'm not picking against them. Give me the Broncos.
I'll give you the Chiefs. Josh took the Chiefs.
They're going down this week.
Yeah, I'm pulling for them. I want Kansas City to lose, but too much firepower from Kansas City. Game 3, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys are garbage. Give me the Eagles. Josh took the Eagles as well.
Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, we've got Eagles around the board. The
Ain't no
Cowboys,
easy on that.
the Cowboys suck shit right now, man. They are awful. Game 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Washington Redskins.
This is a really good game. I kind of went back and
It's a
forth on
sneaky
this
good
one.
game.
It's a sneaky good game. I'm going to give the edge to Washington being at home.
Give me the Redskins, not the Commanders. Give me the Redskins.
Josh also said Redskins.
We've got Washington around the board.
I thought one of us would go Pittsburgh.
Washington's good, man.
They are.
Game 5. Hit some college football now. South Carolina at number 24, Vanderbilt.
This is a great game.
Anchor down, baby.
Golly. How in the hell are we picking Vanderbilt to win this thing?
Well, it's like a little brother. You cheer for your little brother.
I don't cheer for Vanderbilt. I don't cheer for Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt.
Who's Josh have?
Josh says Vandy.
God, boys.
I love the Commodores, man. I love Lionel Richie. I love all of them. It's easy like
I've picked against
morning.
Vandy multiple times, and
Don't do it this time.
they've hurt me. They're bound to lose. I'm picking South Carolina.
All right.
We can't all have the same picks
Because we're
nonstop.
all going to have the same pick on this next one.
Number 9, BYU at Utah.
Normally, I would pick Utah in this game, but Utah has not played very well all season long. BYU's undefeated, a lot to play for. Give me the Mormons.
The
Yep.
Mormons.
Yep. Give me them and their 13 wives.
Josh took the Mormons as well.
Yeah, I've got BYU as well, but this is the type of game the Mormons usually lose.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm rolling with the Mormons. Game 7.
Wait, they're both Mormons. It's in Utah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Mormons versus Mormons. Game 7, Florida at number 5, Texas.
I can't pick against Texas in this game. Give me Texas.
Longhorns.
Horns down, but Texas will win this one. Screw Florida.
Who's Josh got?
He's got Texas.
I've got Texas as well. They got Texas a 91% chance to win.
Wow.
But Florida's much, much, much better than their record. I think they give Texas hell. I really do.
They got a little fight about them.
Game 8. Number 2, Georgia at number 16, Ole Miss.
Hottie Toddy gets it done. Give me Ole Miss.
I love it. I love it. And Spur, I love it so much. Even tell you another thing I love so much? That's love. But love always lets me down. Give me Georgia.
Josh
Who's
takes
Josh
Ole
got?
Miss.
Josh has got Ole Miss. You know they give Ole Miss a 54% chance to beat Georgia?
I believe it.
I could see Georgia looking ahead
I
to
like
us.
I like Georgia playing Ole Miss before they play us.
I do
They got
too.
a tough game before they come to Knoxville. Yes.
We gotta
Before
go.
we
We gotta go to
before we go to
Athens.
Athens. Yeah.
Ole Miss defense is very good. Beck has threw a lot of interceptions. God, this is tough.
Coming into the season, Ole Miss was picked second in the SEC, I believe, or third in the SEC, ahead of us. That's why I took Ole Miss. Ole Miss has not played up to the potential, and they destroyed Arkansas
They
this
could
week.
sneak in the playoffs if they can win out.
I'm not trying to influence you there, Valdaddy, but I'm really pulling for Ole Miss in this game.
I'm going Georgia.
All right.
I'm going Georgia. And I had Ole Miss circled. I actually had it blank, and I had Ole Miss circled, but I'm going Georgia. I want to go Ole Miss. Game 9, number 11 Alabama at number 14 LSU.
Give me the Tigers.
What time's the game?
It's a night.
Give me LSU.
LSU from Spur,
Josh took Bama.
LSU from Spanky, Bama from Josh. I'm going LSU as well. Game 10. I know we're all going to pick the Vawls, Mississippi State, and number 7 Tennessee, plus the total points. I've got 54 points.
Give me Tennessee, and I'm going to go 49.
49 from Spur. Spank,
I'm going to go Tennessee, 48.
48.
That means Josh is going Tennessee 47 because he also said 48. So
So 47 from Josh. All right. Please score over 50 or something. All right. Spur operates a Facebook page for the Pick'ems, explaining to the people how our Pick'ems go for our listeners.
as we do every week, these 10 games will be on our Vawls Deep Podcast Facebook page come tomorrow morning. Pick the winners of the 10 games. Comment under the Vawls Deep post only. We may share it out. Tiebreaker will be the total points in the Tennessee-Mississippi State game. Winner's going to receive a $25 gift card from Hound Dogs of Knoxville and some swag from the Vol Navy. We might even throw a Vawls Deep Podcast sticker in there.
Usually do. All right. We need to pick some winners for our Lady Vols tickets.
Yes, we do. How many we drawing out of here? Vol?
Drawing 2, giving away 2 pairs.
2 pairs. All right, I got one. Spank, you get to draw one as well.
Okay.
Who's the first winner?
All right. For which game is this one, Vol Daddy?
It would be the MTSU.
MTSU is it's Tuesday night. If I remember right. Winner of the MTSU tickets. Look at here. Good old Denny Scott.
Cool.
Denny Scott. You're going to go to see the Lady Vols.
Awesome.
Then Ralph Van Nostrand.
Ralph Van Nostrand. So
Awesome. Yeah, I know Ralph. That's awesome. Yeah, he'll be going to watch him play Liberty.
depending on what we do as far as our podcast next week, we may be going to do live next week at Hound Dogs at some point. If we have a show on Wednesday, then I'll be giving away tickets to the Montana men's basketball game before then. So stick around on the Vawls Deep Podcast Facebook page for information on that.
Very cool. And another reminder, please check out our T-shirts and our hats that we released for pre-order today for the Vawls Deep Podcast. We'll use the money to add and upgrade equipment. Very good-looking shirts and hats.
They are.
So
They're very good looking.
check them out on the Vawls
Someone
Deep.
did good.
Check them out on the Vawls Deep Facebook page or www.vawldaddy.com. VAWL.
Oh.
Daddy. Got to say it with your chest. But we look forward to giving away some more tickets next week, some more gift cards to Hound Dogs, and some cool things from the Vol Navy as well. Thank you for listening to us, whether it's live or after we publish our live. Check us out on all of our platforms. We appreciate all of our sponsors more than we can put into words. Please support them because they support us.
Good night,
Can I,
everybody.
can I have my
show
belt?
happened.
Can I have my belt? Can I have my
Yeah,
belt?
you won. Yep.
All right. Hey,
I'm horrible about that. The winner of the duel is the
I'm
Spur.
taking my belt back home with me. One last thing before we go. Guys, it's homecoming. There's going to be a lot of alumni there. It's going to be kneeling at night for homecoming. You'll see some Summit Blue somewhere. We're not sure where. Be loud, be proud. Let's cheer on our Volunteers to victory. This is our last SEC game at home. I hope we get a home playoff game. I'm just being honest about it. So come out, be loud. Let's have a great time, but be safe, everybody.